and England will compete against each other in the bronze medal match today. And as we saw that England in the last game against India, they were well in control. Mohit just put that for us, that how the match went there. But both the teams now, England and New Zealand, they have a little bit of concern areas for them. But the loss will hurt them more because they were very in control. They needed just 48 runs of 30 balls. They couldn't accelerate their innings. And this entire loss would hurt them more, isn't it, Yash?
Yeah, the loss should hurt, but end of the day, it depends on how you take it, because
Yeah.
when the turnaround time is so less, I don't think so you have enough time to even reflect on what happened. So and because both teams have lost during the same amount of time, New Zealand will actually be playing less than 24 hours, and they'll be back on the ground. In England, nearly 21 hours after they were on the field, they are going to get back on the ground. It's an early start, so I don't think so they have enough time to reflect that, oh, okay, we did this mistake, we're not going to do this. So I think so your last sessions happened the day before yesterday. You were ready,
Yeah.
said that, oh, okay, semis and then medal matches, so you're ready for both the matches. So I don't think so the loss is something that's going to hurt or not, because you just come with a different mindset. You still want to win a medal, so you come with that bronze medal match now. If you lose, you're not winning a medal. If you win, you're winning a medal. So you uh, it's there is a big motivation to finish on that podium still, of course, for the bronze match itself.
Right. And England would also want their openers to strike even better. Sophia Dunkley hasn't looked at her absolute best, and that would be something the England fans and the England setup would be expecting. Of course, we saw Danny White scoring that 35 runs yesterday. But speaking about New Zealand, they had to bat first yesterday. Susie Bates departed early on, and then Sophie Devine and Georgia Plummer. We saw a little bit of a partnership building amongst them. But how impressive was Georgia Plummer yesterday, Mohit? She scored just 17 runs, but the kind of approach she was having on that field, there's something about number three batters and the youngsters coming in at that position for England. We saw Alice Capsey making an impact and Georgia Plummer making her debut for New Zealand yesterday. How important it is to have that spark inside you on the international level.
See, I don't know about Spark because that's not something that you can control. And I don't really think that you necessarily need to have a young batter at number three or anything of that sort. A lot of teams have their best batters at number three. Australia has Meg Lanning, India has Jemima Rodriguez. Both of them are very experienced cricketers. I don't think it has anything to do with age. I think it's a very key position, so your best batter should bat there. So I, for one, am not a big fan of somebody like Georgia Plummer being thrown into the deep end right away and being asked to bat at number three in a winner takes all match. What England have done with Alice Capsey is something that's really good though, because she's a top order batter. She's piled on runs in the 100 in RHF Trophy, in CE Cup, and she looks ready for the international stage. Like yesterday, also, she was probably the batter who looked in the best touch. Had that unfortunate run out, but had Alice Capsey stayed there for another 5 overs, England would probably have won that match. So if a youngster is good enough, play them at number three. If they are not ready yet, maybe like give them a softer spot to begin with. So I'm not sure if Georgia Plummer is currently like the best option to bat at number three, considering there's also Amelia Kerr and Maddie Green who are probably better suited and have greater skills to do well in that role. But obviously, she's a good talent. Like she was a part of that World Cup squad as well earlier this year. Didn't play in that tournament, but she also has scored a lot of runs in New Zealand's domestic cricket. Obviously, England and New Zealand's domestic cricket standards are very different, so it takes a while to get adjusted to the international level. But I'm happy that she got that opportunity. And what you need to see is if the player is giving their best. And like you said, she showed a few glimpses of why New Zealand will do well to stick with her and yeah, give her a longer rope. Maybe what position she needs to bat at can be looked at, but yeah, she's definitely a good prospect going forward.
Certainly. And Georgia Plummer coming in at number three, that change probably that also came because of New Zealand's struggle in the batting unit. And we've seen that since the World Cup, the middle order and the lower middle order hasn't really able to hold the fort of the side. And that probably can that probably go as a weak link for New Zealand come the bronze medal match, Yes?
Absolutely. As I've said, you take those openers wickets, you take the wicket of Amelia Kerr, and New Zealand is nowhere to be seen.
Right.
Yesterday, also the bowler that looked in the most form was Dia Tahuhu. She doesn't have a central contract. She was not in the side only for Jesker to be out. She came into the side. So imagine the situation New Zealand is into. I think so. They need to after this match they need to go back to their drawing board, think what they are actually doing. Can they risk all of this? Are they really building for a 3 year plan, or are they looking what do you exactly want to do? You need to go back, I think so. The coach, the captain, the team management needs to sit down, say that these are our plans. You want to get Liatahu back, you need to do that. See, you need to build a team around the bigger players, so that when
Right.
you have a team, then when she actually retires, that's the time you actually have players to back up. Today you clearly saw that you don't. So if the team is still relying on that big three of Bates, Devine, and Kerr, and then in the bowling with Tahu, there is something really wrong. Like for
Right.
India, Jemima Rodrigues, if Shafali Verma, Radha Yadav are doing well, that means that yes, the senior players have given them the rope, they built the team. So even if today a Smriti Mandana or an Harmanpreet Kaur does not do well or are not even in the team, you can still say that yes, we are at least playing with 80% of our team. But here, that's not the situation.
Right. So both England
Yeah,
and New Zealand, they have. Yeah,
just want
Mohit.
to like jump in very quickly because Yash made a great point there. So just want to back it up with some numbers. So like if you look at this tournament as well, only two New Zealand batters like average more than 20 and are scoring at a strike rate of over 110, which is not even ideal. That's like the bare minimum in T20 eyes. And those two batters, unsurprisingly, are Susie Bates and Sophie Devine. And he's been talking about selection, like their selection hasn't made sense for the longest possible time. I think they've overachieved by making the semis, but also, like if you look at their playing 11, they aren't even getting the best out of the players that are there. We just spoke about Georgia Plymore, Maddie Green, and Amelia Kerr, but also look at Hannah Rowe. She's one of their best bowlers. Didn't bowl at all yesterday, didn't bowl at all in one of the other matches. She's bowled like some 7 or 8 overs in 4 games. This is one of your best bowlers. Like, what is she doing in the team? She's not there for her batting. Are you playing her as a specialist fielder? So these are like the things that you need to think about. And New Zealand's selection has been like really mind numbing for quite some time now. Yesterday, they really missed Katie Martin behind the stumps. We were talking about Amy Satterthwaite. Their fielding yesterday was so bad. Like, if you miss so many chances, especially against a team like Australia, you're not going to win. Their bowlers did their best. I think they created 10 wicket taking opportunities. If you only take 5 catches, you're not going to win matches.
Certainly, there are few concerning factors for both the side, England and New Zealand. But let me take quick prediction from our experts. Yash has been in a good form with his predictions so far. So tell me, Yash, who's going to win that bronze medal?
Should be easy. England should win it very easily. If England doesn't win it, then it's a problem.
Then let's know from Mohit who's going to be that player to watch out for. You can pick from any of those teams, Mohit.
I want Catherine Brunt to like finish. I don't think she's going to retire, but I want her to finish on a high because I don't think she'll be around by the time the next Commonwealth Games come around. And yesterday also we saw like this is the kind of passion that we want to see in everyone. Every time there is a misfield, if a batter isn't running hard enough for the second run, she always leaves it all out on the field. So I really want to see Catherine Brunt finish what has been a very good tournament for her on a high again.
And that's an easy choice, by the way.
Yeah, very safe answer. You
I'd
wouldn't
also
even.
go with Alice Capsey if you want me to take a slightly lesser known player's name. I think she's been really good. Was unfortunate yesterday, but New Zealand's bowling attack will be to her liking. So with the bat, it would be Alice Capsey for England today.
Throwers is a quick fire extinguisher. When you have small fire at your house, use throwers to extinguish it.